There's an interesting case out of New Jersey where a school failed to take action against a bully. The victim's family had to get a restraining order and then filed a lawsuit against the school and the bully's family. We're joined by WGY legal analyst Chaz Farcher of Martin Harding and Mazzani. Good morning, Chaz.
Good morning, Kelly.
So this is an interesting case, and it could lay the groundwork for other districts, even in New York and across the country.
Yeah, I think it's it's an interesting decision. We haven't seen anything quite like it, where you have parents of bullies being named as defendants in lawsuits. So it's something that's certainly interesting at this point.
Now, is this the district trying to find other people to share the blame, or is this the family of the bullied kid just going after the parents directly?
No, I think it's the district actually who brought the parents in. The family of the bullied kid didn't actually name the bully or his parents as defendants initially. The school dragged them in as third-party defendants, so they're looking for other pockets to possibly recover from if there's a recovery at the end of the day.
Well, if you think about it, it does make sense, because even if the district does try to go after the bully and control the behavior, if the child doesn't reel it in and stop bullying, it really becomes a parental issue because the parents can't control the kid either.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with you, Kelly, but I think the decision here is largely symbolic. And what I mean by that is, in most states, particularly New York, parents don't have a whole lot of liability for their kids' acts unless we're talking about the intentional destruction of property, or if we're talking about negligent acts, then we're talking about, where parents supplied alcohol or entrusted their children with some type of dangerous instrument like a car or an ATV. Bullying, to hold parents civilly or criminally liable, there's no law in New York right now that exists for that.
So I just want to be clear on that. So in New York, even if I know my kid is bullying another kid at school, I'm not necessarily legally responsible, even if I choose to do nothing about it.
Yeah, there's no law like that in New Jersey either, Chuck. So like I said, I think the decision at this point is largely symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
Put other parents on notice. Could the bully be potentially liable? Certainly. Children can be sued like anyone else once they're above a certain age. When we're talking about New York, usually it's above the age of 4. You could name a child. They punch another kid in the face as a defendant. The problem with doing that is usually, where do you recover from? Most kids don't have income or assets. So naming the parents would be the source of the recovery, I assume, and the child would be the liable party. But how do you tie the two together?
Let's talk a little bit about the restraining order aspect of this, because a lot of times, and I've seen this, the movie Bully came out a few years ago, and the parents were having problems getting the school to listen, and they couldn't get anything done. And so going to the police department and getting a restraining order against another child in the same school, I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, again, it's another tough situation, and I think what you got to show is the imminent threat of physical harm or something like that. And I think the police and legal authorities are reluctant to get involved, because whenever you have these restraining orders, you got to worry about them being used as sometimes a double-edged sword. You want to protect the kid who's being bullied, but do the courts want to get involved in every schoolhouse fist fight? And two, then do you have to worry about the other kid then using that as a weapon against the child who they have the restraining order against? In other words, taunting or enticing them to violate that order to then have more ammunition to try and retaliate with.
And if they're in the same class, then how do you keep them a certain distance under the restraining order without jeopardizing one kid's right to an education?
Yeah, right. And that's exactly why I think local authorities and courts are reluctant to get involved in situations like this, and that's why you don't really see it in New York State very often.
WGY legal analyst Chaz Farcher of Martin Harding and Mazzani, 1-800-LAW-1010. Chaz, thank you.
Have a great day, guys.